The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Online entertainment.
NoDQ.com.
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 NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
The people that know more about me know this. I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! Whether it's the NoDQ Galaxy, the Jeff Meacham Network, the ATW Crew, Indie Force, or anything related to For the Win Productions, the gears of wrestling keep on turning, and we are here to give our thoughts, previews, and predictions. Good day to you all, and welcome to our panel for this week's Simply Predicting. Tonight, we will see if obsession can make him go one step closer towards the ultimate accomplishment, and we will see how things change when it comes to the Impact Wrestling Knockouts division. Yes, I am aware of the news shared earlier today, as I now bring forward to you the latest Simply Predicting as me and my faithful, impactful panel discuss Impact Wrestling, Impact Plus, Sacrifice. So here we go. So hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another edition of Simply Predicting. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand, and my name is Noah Foster. With me, of course, I have a full house of great friends and fans of Impact Wrestling. We got Tim, Christopher Rods, James Hebert, Jeff Chadwick, and Jerry 1,000 Names, Jerry Sacrifice. And yes, in advance, we all do believe in Joe Hendry. That being said, good to see everybody. Thank everybody, by the way, who's tuning into this live or on demand. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, and hit the thumbs up. And thank you, Jeff, and we will discuss that and so much more, too. So before we get into tonight's activities, Tim, good to see you. How you feeling tonight regarding Impact Wrestling Sacrifice and the subtle changes that have been made to the card?
Good. I think it's good because it showcased Macklin replaced Josh Allen. It showcased Macklin before his AKA title match with Kushida at Rebellion. So it's Macklin's push tonight against with his team. So maybe has a good chance. And I do believe in Joe Hendry. So I think Joe Hendry is going to have a good push. I believe in Joe Hendry.
It is one thing that everyone's going to agree on this panel, guarantee you, or say before this video is out, it's that we believe in Joe Hendry. Or I, in this case. That being said, Jeff Chadwick, of course, founder and creator of the Meltdown Wrestling League. Oh, hell yeah, 316. Jeff, good to see you. Of course, my fellow horseman, shout out to Mark Griffith that isn't here, but he put his prediction, so good luck, brother. Jeff, how you feeling about Impact Sacrifice tonight?
Oh, geez, I'm telling you. I'm not able to watch it tonight, but I definitely will keep up with what's going on with it. But I feel good with my predictions. I feel really good with what I did this week. And yes, I too believe in Joe Hendry.
It's a running gag.
I mean, look at that smile. I said it before we went live. That right there needs to be on a shirt.
Yes.
Bottom line.
Impact Wrestling, get on it. Speaking of shirts, you see a Red Sox shirt and other shirts in this man's background. Well, he's different. He's also extremely creative. He's the one that produced that intro that you see on Simply Predicting each time a video is produced. James Hebert, the co-creator of Weymouth Youth Wrestling and FTW Productions, and my color cohort not only in Impact calls, but also in All League discussions. James, how are you?
Doing pretty good, brother. I'm looking forward to everything going on for Impact Sacrifice. It looks like it's going to be a hell of a card. This entire Mania week is full of top-to-bottom great matches, to be fair.
And we're going to talk a lot about that.
This is going to be crazy this week, but I'm looking forward to it all. and it starts with Impact Sacrifice. It will end the festivities for Impact with Multiverse United, which I'm so stoked for. Let's go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I too also believe in Joe Hendry.
Say his name, and he appears. All right, 4 for 4. That being said, last I checked, Jerry of 1,000 Names is not part of Schism, and that'll be a conversation for tomorrow. Keep plugged, folks. But he is a man of 1,000 different last names and a unique identity and an extremely unique enigma when it comes to professional wrestling creativity. Jerry Sacrifice, the no DQ correspondent who also makes great French toast. Make French toast great again, breakfast. That being said, Jerry, how are you? Good to see you. We missed you last time, by the way, for No Surrender. I know you had fun in Chi-Town, but it's good to see you here on the panel tonight.
I totally should have just used this gag for tomorrow. Just didn't even think about it. Hey! Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited for his pay-per-view or premium live event or whatever it's going to be. I'm not really sure what to call him anymore.
It's a
I'm going to call it a show. I'm excited.
It's pay-per-view.
I'm excited for the show. A little less excited in the fact that we don't have our two main champions on the card, but even then, like, the injuries happen. It sucks. It's one of the worst things that could actually happen to a wrestler versus,
Wait, both main champions. Repeat that. What?
We'll talk more later, James. Let's continue here. Continue, James. I'm going to the 2 J's here. And, folks, this is not my J&J security. Don't get any ideas. Anyway, continue, Jerry.
But yeah, I'm ready to predict. I've got a couple ideas, naturally. But, yeah, I'm ready to do this. Let's go.
And as always, he is, of course, not only a correspondent for No DQ in a way, he's a proud supporter, a friend in the No DQ galaxy. He's getting into all the prediction leagues, it seems. He's the one that started the idea of the Horseman League that we're doing this year. And he does say yes to No DQ. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Jerry, do you believe?
Yes. Do you?
No.
He broke it. The streak's been broken.
I'm kidding. I totally do. What's holy for you, Joe Hendry?
There we go.
All right. And as I was saying earlier, last but not least, definitely looking ready to go. It's my great friend, Christopher Rotz. Chris, how are you? How are you looking forward to Sacrifice tonight?
I'm looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I won't be watching it. I'll be watching Friday Night SmackDown tonight on Fox. I'll be keeping up in it.
Yes,
right.
I'm definitely looking forward to the matches here tonight, and I'll save the Joe Hendry stuff when we do predictions.
Well, that's fair because we will talk about that. But shout out to Jeff Pigaya, probably my scripted last name. Thank you for tuning in for the first time. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, the thumbs up. And folks, yes, he believes also in Joe Hendry.
Damn right. You damn right.
Everyone believes in Joe Hendry. All right, well, good stuff all around. Again, it's always a pleasure to see you, my friends, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or the whole lot of you. So we got a fun little card to discuss and definitely some updates to brainstorm on too, because not only have matches been affected tonight, this definitely affects events not only for Multiverse United, but Rebellion, as we have our pay-per-view main event to come up in April. But until then, there's still a lot more that's ahead. And of course, anybody that's not here, you want to be part of the fun, your opinions matter too. Come join the Predictions League. Come join the Impact League. Form is in the chat and also the description down below. You got till 7:15 tonight to make them final. And I know everybody here, except James, have put in on the forum, so good job, guys. Shout out to those that have already participated so far since the beginning, as Ashley currently holds first place, followed by Joshi and me and all the others. And we see down towards the middle, JJ, who's not here. Please support Cast League Studios, as well as Jerry. Jerry, you're doing actually very good.
There I am. There I'm in the middle.
Perfect 10. You're a perfect 10. As of right now. And Jeff, you've had a bit of ups and downs, but again, you never know. And Jeff, if it's not in the chat, probably scroll up and see it, but otherwise it's definitely in the description, I assure you. So without further ado, enough, bench warming. Let's get right into it. So as of right now, we have 8 matches. Originally it was going to be 9, but again, circumstances. And we will talk about those as we get to them. So let's go ahead and kick things off here with something that I think it's unique in its own way, but at this point, you wonder what's actually going to be on the countdown since nothing was officially announced. For those that are wondering, the countdown's free for all on Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I feel one of these two matches we're going to talk about first will probably be on there. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's this, considering last time they kicked things off at No Surrender. It's round 2 in Impact Wrestling between the Foundation, the Octopus Jonathan Gresham, and Speedball Mike Bailey. This is clearly a match about one-upsmanship founded on respect and sportsmanship. As basically Speedball Mike Bailey, after a tag team affair, he simply asked Jonathan Gresham, let's run it back. As we saw, it was a simple pinfall counter that allowed Gresham to get the win over Speedball in Impact, despite how far these guys' history go when it comes to one-on-one affairs. I'll talk more about that later on the Impact call. So, with that being said, Jerry, welcome back. Let's start with you. What's your thoughts on Gresham versus Speedball round 2? Does he tie it up? Or does Gresham make it 2 in a row?
First off, I think it's going to be a complete clinic. I think these two, individually, are two of the best wrestlers in the world. So having them in matches with each other is just chef kiss. But I think Speedball Mike Bailey is going to pull the win on this one, and then you'll have a rubber match. But I don't know. I really don't like the idea of seeing them again without something on the line. So I'm hoping that Scott D'Amore actually makes the championship match for the next pay-per-view between Macklin and Kushida, fatal 4-way match, and go ahead and throw Gresham and Mike Bailey into it.
Just throw all the freaking coals into the fire. Why not? I mean, Macklin has already.
Why not? You have 4 completely different elements in the ring, and it would just be a fantastic match.
Fair point. Shout out to those, by the way, that have also put in the predictions, including that limited to Joshy, Gina, Lex, Maddie, Cindy, Charlene, Benji, Andrew, David Gonzalez, and Dory Liu of Stats Boy Sports Bar, among others. And the majority are actually going with Speedball Mike Bailey here, Jeff. It's basically a 2-to-1 ratio. So what's your thoughts on this rematch of sorts from No Surrender?
Well, I've been following Mike Bailey for quite a while now, and he's just amazing. And Gresham, of course, you can't say enough about the guy. So, and the last time the two faced was unbelievable. This one, I don't see any different. I completely agree with Jerry. However, I don't think that I don't think Bailey's going to come out on top on this one. I think it's going to be Gresham. And I do agree that next time they meet, something needs to be on the line. I will agree with that. So we'll have to wait and see what that brings down the road. But I've got Gresham taking this one.
All right. James, their current singles record, this is their 6th singles encounter in their illustrious careers. It is 3-2 right now for Speedball Mike Bailey overall. But again, in Impact Wrestling, this is their 2nd ever singles encounter. Is it typical one-on-one booking, or do you see Impact once again flipping the script?
I think we're going to get a Mike Bailey win here. I think Jonathan Gresham won at the last showcase with these two, so I think Bailey's going to take this particular match.
Tim, considering Speedball Mike Bailey already has a loaded week ahead of him next week, including facing the likes of Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi on the same day, it's not like Speedball Mike Bailey actually loses anything here, but they're also going back home to Canada. Speedball Mike Bailey's home turf. Don't you think it makes sense for the home country boy to get the win?
But that's true. Not all people win at the home. Like, it could happen. Mike Bailey could win at home. I mean, and there's like a preview for next week at Multiverse when he faces Tanahashi and other people. So it's like business momentum up until Thursday when it happens.
Right. Okay, so it looks like majority of us are going with Speedball. We got a couple of Greshams. Chris, let's see how you sell the score here. What's your thoughts on this? You saw their first encounter at No Surrender free on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure you were probably surprised by how it ended. So considering what you know about each of these men now, a little bit more to a degree, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts is, what happened in No Surrender, I was shocked about. I know majority is going for Speedball Mike Bailey, and I know he's going to have a busy next week ahead of him when he takes on Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi in the same day.
Good Lord.
But I'm going to tell you, these two are really good wrestlers. They have a bright future ahead of them. I know in the forum I picked Jonathan Gresham for the win, and I think it's Mike Bailey from Canada, and the event is in Canada tonight, or what?
Correct.
I have a gut feeling they're going to give it to Jonathan Gresham, so I'm sticking to Jonathan Gresham for the win.
I'm going against you. I like the fact that I think it was balanced. It's either 3-3 or 4-2, but I'm going with Speedball here. It just feels like to me that right now something bigger is in store for both of these men. While Gresham just came onto the Impact scene, let's also put that in perspective. His first major win was against Speedball Mike Bailey. So to continue this, I feel one-on-one rivalry on one-upsmanship by making the score even just makes more sense to me. I honestly can see these two going to 2 out of 3 falls or create a best out of 7 series. But considering that their initial matches have only been on the monthly Impact Plus specials and the main pay-per-view is coming up in Rebellion, that's when you put them on the main card, if this is Countdown, and give them the time to really steal the show. And I feel that's when you really sell the score to see who's better. And considering how accolade Speedball already is in Impact Wrestling, it makes sense to me that Speedball gets the win here. And again, it could be as simple as counter roll-up. So I'm actually going with Speedball here. So I like the fact that pretty much it was, I think, 3-3 split across the board. So good stuff, folks. All right. Well, as we move on from there to a match that was definitely not one-sided, maybe this one will be a bit more one-sided because at the end of the day, one person is trying to put the other on ice permanently. But then again, can you put someone on ice that's not human? As Kenny King, the K-I-N-G King, goes one-on-one with Perfect Creation 1, the living French-Canadian Frankenstein himself, believe it or not, a former Ring of Honor World Champion, PCO. I still gotta wonder if Kenny King did it for Eddie Edwards. Was he the wheel man? I still got my thoughts about that. But that being said, PCO has basically been a living anomaly of annoyance for Eddie Edwards since the fallout of Honor No More being no more. At this point, though, I wonder if either man has anything to gain from this. Kenny King at one point was about, I'm going to remind people why my name is the K-I-N-G King. And it just feels like right now he's lost in the shuffle. And then you got to consider Eddie Edwards. Is he going to be in his corner or play a distraction factor or try to use a shovel again to bury PCO into his past, which is the main story? I'm just going to simply say, for me, at this point, this feels like something that's going to linger. Shout out to the Cranberries. Linger on a little longer. And I think Kenny King's going to win by shenanigans. I'm picking Kenny King. Chris, what's your thoughts on this match?
Well, in this match with the Kenny King versus PCO match, I don't know anything about these two superstars. I know in the forum I picked PCO to win this, but what does the majority think?
56 went with PCO, 43 went with Kenny King. So again, a very polarizing match here.
It's going to be Prover, whatever word that is.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Totally.
Great recovery.
I got one up from the reroll.
Woo!
But
he sticks the landing.
I am going with I picked PCO in the forum, and I'm sticking to PCO for the win.
All right, fair enough. Tim, believe it or not, these two have only faced each other, to my knowledge, one-on-one, one other time outside Impact Wrestling, back in Ring of Honor. And it was PCO that got the win. It makes me wonder if Kenny King ever forgot about that, considering Kenny King is a multiple-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion. While PCO, believe it or not, again, former Ring of Honor World Champion. I feel there's more subtle past hostilities with these two than just Eddie Edwards and PCO. So what's your take on this match?
I think the K Squid is going. Kenny King, aka K Squid, whatever you want to call him, is going with the help of Eddie Edwards, especially like Edwards and PCO are like having feud with each other, maybe having rebellion with each other. So I think Eddie Edwards is going to help Kenny King by DQ or help him win the match.
All right. James, again, we saw what happened at No Surrender when PCO got whacked in the head with a shovel. He may have lost the match, but then he came back to life and reanimated himself and took out Trey Miguel, which we'll talk about here again. Could that happen during this match, and could that somehow lead to PCO shocking us with the win? What's your take on this?
My take on this is simple. I think this is a easy win for PCO. I love Kenny King, but there's no way you are killing PCO. He's not human, and he's going to prove it against Kenny King. And yeah, poor Kenny King. Man, I've always been an advocate for him, but it seems like when it comes to the matches like this, you know who's going on.
Do you? This is Impact Wrestling. Why don't we ask Jeff, since Jeff, again, has been doing so well in the Impact League. Jeff, what's your thoughts on this, considering Kenny King is a former 2-time X Division champion? Maybe this helps catapult him towards a title opportunity at some point.
Well, you asked earlier, is King doing this for Edwards, right? Let me ask you a question to follow that question. Did Rikishi do it for The Rock? Of course. So anyway, I had to throw
I knew that was coming. I set myself up for it. I was wondering if one of you was going to take the friggin' bat and swing.
That'd be me.
All right.
Home run, baby. I did put Kenny King, but now understanding, a little bit more about the match, I'm going to have to, and I'm telling you this, I'm not going to redo the form, but I'll let you know I'm changing it. I am going to go PCO. I think that, originally I thought that Kenny would win it, but then I just heard, about what's pretty much transpired between the two of them. So it got me thinking, okay, maybe they're right. Maybe PCO is going to take this one. So I'm switching it to PCO.
I feel like at this point, Jerry, considering you're a wild card in life and also in predictions, this is a wild card of a match. So what's your thoughts on this? Whether you want to get brief or get super Twilight Zone Enigma technical, go for it.
By every means possible, like Kenny King is Impact's version of Shelton Benjamin.
Thank you.
Like he is the go-to guy for great matches and putting people over. He's pretty much like the gateway of that place anymore. Is the fact that when it gets him, will either make your career in Impact or break your career. So I think PCO is still going to get a win in this one, which sucks because Kenny deserves a little bit better. But at the same time, right now, in the game of chess, he's not a king. He's pretty much just a pawn in this whole the feud with Eddie Edwards.
Fair enough. All right. And again, it's one of those matches where I feel like, okay, does this mean Kenny King's no longer a factor in this? Or does this just add more to the whole idea that Eddie Edwards can't escape his past? It's Groundhog Day reincarnated, and he's just living the same nightmare every day. Good grief almighty. All right. Let's go ahead and move on from there. Good discussion, everybody. And let's move away from the anomalies to
Did Tim make his prediction on this?
He did.
Oh,
he also went with PCO, I believe. Well, anyway, yeah, because he also did it on the forum too. That's why I'm doing like a snake. I do go around the order. All right. Well, we're just going up and down all around. That just makes perfect sense to talk about the X division, right? A division with no limits. Because guess what? Towels on the line. Trey Miguel, hometown boy, to represent the X Division Championship is on the line as Trey Miguel takes on Santino Marella, the director of authority, handpick opponent, Lince Dorado. And this will be Lince Dorado's Impact Wrestling debut. We've talked about it countless times when it comes to the X Division. They are the ones that have held this place down and stolen the show more times than I can count, with continued innovation when it comes to the capabilities and the risks that the athletes are willing to showcase. Trey Miguel being the 101st X Division champion in this company after surviving the onslaught of Decay's Black Taurus and Crazy Steve in a ridiculous Monsters Balls match. Just put that out there. This will be his fourth defense of his current reign as a two-time X Division champion, since applying a whole new face, paint, not just to the town, but to himself, and also a new attitude. He boasted about how he wasn't involved in No Surrender. Well, now he is involved, so we'll see right now if his hubris will be his downfall. So, that being said, Jerry, what do you think? Because Trey Miguel, if he survives this, he has another match waiting for him at Multiverse United. But this is Lince Dorado's debut. He could put up or shut up.
I think at this point, Trey Miguel is just becoming almost like the legend killer, and it went for the X division. And I think Lince Dorado is going to be another great stepping stone or another great like mile marker for him in this current reign. I think he's going to start going through any last X division or possible Lucha Libre superstar that he could think of. And that's going to be fun to watch because Santino, I think, is going to keep on bringing in more and more people that he used to either face off with or even tag with. I'm waiting for Zachary Wentz to show up. I'm thinking it's going to be Trey Miguel versus Zachary Wentz somewhere down the line. So, but yeah, for right now, I think Trey Miguel is going to pick up the victory on it by hook or by crook.
Or a can of spray paint. Hello, Outcast. That being said, James, Lince Dorado and Trey Miguel have not met each other since last year in April 2022 in a tag team match on opposite sides at Pro Wrestling Revolver. So I'm curious how these two, from a singles dynamic, really, clash with each other and try to one-up one another. We know that, of course, Trey Miguel has the top rope Meteora. Lince Dorado, his own ace of the ropes. We'll see what he pulls out here that doesn't, surpass what Metalik or Akio Del Kingo have done just recently on Ring of Honor and AEW. But what's your takes on this match?
That's going to be a tough act to follow.
Yeah,
Let me also just say, as far as this match goes, I think it's going to be a win for Trey Miguel. I love Lince. Everybody knows how much of a fan of Lince I am. I'm mark for the Lucha Libre style right there.
See?
That means yes.
Well, you know.
Yeah, he's not winning. Obviously, he's there just to give a win for Trey. I think it's going to be a hell of a match, but yeah, Trey Miguel for the win, baby.
All right. Chris, what's your thoughts towards this? Now, you recognize Lince Dorado as a WWE fan. He was formerly part of the Lucha House Party.
Lucha.
Yeah. I remember. But anyway, what's your thoughts towards
Horrible stuff.
Stupid idea from Jack Creative. But anyway, continue.
Hey, you just took the words right out of my mouth. And if Dr. Bradley Campbell was in here, I'll take that page out and says lazy booking.
Ding. Anyway, this won't be lazy booking, but continue.
But this match, I feel this match is going to be good. I recognize Lince Dorado back in WWE. Trey Miguel, he still looks like Ricochet to me.
Oh, gosh.
But
because he's half white.
Who's more successful at this point? Just saying.
But this match is going to be insane. I picked Trey Miguel to retain on the form, and I'm sticking to Trey Miguel to retain the X Division Championship, and then he goes into Multiverse United, and then after that, we're going to see who he's going to be taking on probably at Rebellion. I don't know who he's going to face at Rebellion. Whoever they put against him, it's going to be a fun match.
Well, considering Anthony Corelli knows plenty of people in Canada, and they're going to be in Canada for at least a month haul, I'm pretty sure he's already got other opportunities in line for the X Division Championship, Trey Miguel or not. Tim, pretty much everybody, it's almost unanimous here, pick Trey Miguel to retain. So unless you have some sort of opposition, what do you see out of this match?
I think let's go with that. Let's go with those 100% people. Trey Miguel retains. It's like a stepping stone into like his multiverse match because he has a big match with Rick Swan and other people, like former X Division champions in the match. So it's gonna be like a stepping stone into multiverse where he has different X Division champions in the match. So.
I feel like somebody fat fingered their submission, but again, that's on them. I share out the thing, so it is what it is. Jeff, what's your thoughts on Trey Miguel and his X Division run? Do you see it continuing? What does Lince Dorado do to maybe elevate it, or does Lince Dorado surprise us?
Well, I mean, we're no strangers of seeing debuts where people have won titles.
Oh,
no, we're no stranger. I mean, two right off the bat. Paige coming up to the main roster, first match, won a title. Then we got Carlito makes his appearance. First match, wins the U.S. title. We've seen it before. However, I don't see this happening with Lindsay. As much as I would love to see him in a major company as a main champion, I don't see that happening at this time. Lindsay, unbelievable talent, and I've been following him since the CWC back in when he was in that tournament.
Classic.
Yes, and both him and Metalik. And I've been big fans of both. Trey Miguel, he's amazing. I've gone through YouTube to get more knowledge on how he works in the ring, and this is going to be a hell of a match, bottom line. But I have Trey coming out on top and leaving still the X Division champion.
All right, and for Lindsay Dorado's work, he's already a champion. He is the MLW World Middleweight Champion. So we'll see if he becomes, 2 belts. But yeah, I'm not going against my hometown boy. Toledo will represent Trey Miguel. Not since he's adopted this new attitude. By any means necessary now, he's going to make sure that he is the face of the X Division. I definitely believe that Trey is also retaining. All right. Well, that was good stuff. Well, we talked about matches that could steal the show. Let's go ahead and talk about something that I don't think really is a show stealer, but might be damn sure the most personal match on this card. And folks, I guarantee you one thing. And Jeff, you will start off. There will be blood. Because in this match, you have to make your opponent bleed to win. It is the first ever Impact Wrestling busted open match, where the only way to win is make your opponent bleed first. It's a first blood match, folks. Simple as that. But what makes this complicated is considering these two go all the way back to ECW and tagging together on the same side in Japan and have had decades in this industry, while one has a ton of singles accolades and tag team accolades. The other one has been a living hardcore legend in his own right, trying to preserve the art of hardcore, I believe, in his own mind, while he's still wearing Dusty Rhodes in his heart sleeve and pants leg. And we've seen the emotional turmoil that Tommy Dreamer has endured since Bully Ray has returned to Impact Wrestling. So here we are. Jeff, go ahead. Kick things off. What's your thoughts on this match, and who bleeds first? Who loses?
Okay, so first off, I follow Busted Open Radio quite religiously. Listen to it every day at work. So I'm always tuned in 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm listening to Busted Open. Dave LaGreca, Tommy Dreamer, Mark Henry, the whole night. They've got a great cast over there. And I have heard in past episodes the banter between Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer. So this goes deeper than just the fact that they are, brothers from ECW and whatnot. It goes a lot deeper than that. There have been many a fight. I think that Tommy left in the middle of a show, if I remember right, a few months back, and left Bully there by himself, and it did not end up very well. In fact, Dave LaGreca was trying to be peacemaker at one point between the two of them. So this match here, obviously right up their alley. It can go either way, but just thinking back on all the matches that they've had, which one bleeds easier? That's where you got to go with this. And to me, the one that stands out between the two is Tommy Dreamer. Now, do I want him to get a win? At his age at a pay-per-view? Absolutely. That would be, if he won, I can only imagine what Busted Open Radio would be like the next day, because damn well something's going to happen. Yeah, I got to go with Bully Ray on this one. A big fan of both. Followed their careers for years. Now listening to their podcast every day, which you can get on Fight Nation on SiriusXM. That's a little cheap plug. Yes, and it just I want to see where this goes after. What happens after this match on the show. So you're damn right that Monday morning, when I get to work, I'm putting the station on because I want to hear what Bubba has to say. And something tells me Tommy's probably going to be there too. So I want to hear what is going to be said between the two in the aftermath. Bubba Ray for the win on this one. It's going to be one hell of a match. No, it's going to be one hell of a fight.
I'm about to say, these two, they ain't going to wrestle. They're going to fight. And they're going to use every weapon possible. Please keep the cheese grater underneath the ring. Why does a Bully Ray match need a cheese grater? I'm not going there.
But you're going to see it, but it's not going to be Tom. It's not going to be Bully Ray that brings it out. It's going to be Tommy Dreamer. You watch. He's going to bring out the cheese grater.
Yep. I'm just waiting for Bully Ray to say the line. And meanwhile, Chris, what's your thoughts towards this? And here's some knowledge for y'all. When I was looking into like how many times they had a singles match on record in their crazy history, keyword singles match, they've had one realistic singles match before this in TNA, and it was a Falls Count Anywhere match, and Tommy Dreamer won that. It was back in 2011 at Victory Road. So that being said, Chris, what's your thoughts on this match?
Who's the majority going for?
Another polarizing match, but it is 70% Bully and 30% Tommy.
Well, this is the first ever Busted Open match, and meaning about that, I did listen on the Busted Open radio back in February for the Elimination Chamber. I called the number in, and I got on for the show, and because I said I had a question to ask. They wanted where I was at, and I said Youngstown, Ohio, I'm from. And I asked a question about the Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn match. I was listening in all throughout that episode. I was the first caller, and I was the first question that I got on. And I talked to both Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer on the Busted Open thing. I said I was a huge fan. I said to Tommy about the ECW days, and then I just went into one of the questions on who they think Roman Reigns or Sami Zayn's going to get the win.
That was a one-sided discussion.
Yeah,
so I wanted to give you guys a little update on that. Overall, in this match, I hope this match ends quickly. I don't
know how to answer that.
I picked Bully Ray in the forum, and I'm sticking to Bully Ray. Tommy's gonna give it all his fighting power in him, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to get the job done over Bully Ray. So I have Bully Ray for the win. And if they do another match between these two to continue the feud, they could continue it and have it go to Rebellion next month, where they could do like another match, maybe like a steel cage match, or maybe a last man standing.
All right.
First off, I don't see it. I don't see another match happening between the two. I think this
feel
is
like
it.
This has to be it at this point. I mean, come on
and,
now, all right.
And I did hear you. I remember you calling in. I was like, I think I know that dude. So I remember it.
Busted Open to the public.
Did you listen into that video on back during the Elimination Chamber?
Oh, yeah. I didn't listen in on the video. I heard the audio on Sirius XM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great listening during your work day.
Yep.
Jerry, what's your thoughts on this match? I mean, at this point, Tommy Dreamer, back in Impact Wrestling, despite, the past and all that nonsense. Does Tommy Dreamer, really need a win here? Like, when I think about a match, you need somebody to benefit in the end, win or lose. And honestly, I don't think neither man need the victory, and it's okay if either loses, but I do think about what Bully Ray is doing in Impact Wrestling. Kind of being a mentor right now to somebody that's probably more sadistic than him at this point. That's Masha Slamovich. And I feel like she could play an X factor here, and that also could lead towards something else down the line, which is why I'm leaning more towards Bully Ray winning. But what's your take?
That's an awesome take right there, especially since Masha no longer has a match at the pay-per-view. They have to give her something to do.
Exactly.
But Tommy Dreamer is more of an office guy than anything anymore. And he probably can't even get through the day without getting a paper cut and busting himself open like on a keyboard.
Holy shit!
Do you honestly think he'll actually make it very long, or actually be the person to not bleed in this match?
No, I don't.
Seriously, whoever is picking like Bully Ray to win at this point obviously has not seen a Tommy Dreamer match ever. The dude bleeds on the way out to the ring. He was the original Mox in that one.
Hang on, you're confusing Tommy Dreamer with Ric Flair now. Come on now.
But basically, what Jerry's implying, folks, is Tommy Dreamer is going to bleed first and bleed easily.
Yeah.
But the thing is with that, like in a perfect world, in a dream match type scenario, Raven would show up and be the one that bust open Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah,
he's got his history with Impact Wrestling. He's a former TNA champion. Him just showing up like in Canada out of nowhere, DDTing Tommy Dreamer onto something and busting him open.
He already did that at the Hall of Fame.
I'm about to say, just run that back again. That'd be fine.
Close to Raven, nevermore. I didn't think about Raven, especially at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and I do wonder, will Raven come into play, and could he like do a double turn? What if he DDTs both, and it just turns out that the ref just checks both men, they turn over, Tommy Dreamer is the one bleeding?
How about we not do that, because then we'd all lose the point.
Yeah. Fair enough. But again, the person who bleeds first loses. The winner is the person that makes their opponent bleed first. So at this point, it does seem like more people believe that Bully is going to make Dreamer bleed first. So that's a fair analysis. Tim, do you agree, or do you believe Tommy Dreamer has a chance in hell to make Bully Ray bleed first?
I think the only way that Tommy Dreamer has to win is like Moose, because Moose Tommy Dreamer helped Moose a lot in his matches, so I think the only person that can help Tommy Dreamer win, and maybe Moose will make Bully Ray lose in the blood match, festival match. Because Moose is right back and forth. I think maybe Moose isn't the national anthem animal for Canada, so maybe he'll be there. Since the Impact Legend.
Also the animal for Vermont.
Moose is the national animal for Canada.
That's such a random fact.
I mean, yes. Okay. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, Moose all day.
When I think of Canada, I think of Mounties and Moose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And beer.
And maple syrup.
And Smarties. And poutine.
And Tim Horton.
And a lot more set.
And syrup. And pancakes.
And Dave Coulier.
Fred Joseph's superior to pancakes. I will die on that mountain. That being said, James, get this thing back on track here and round this out. Do you think
you're asking me to get this train back on track?
Yes, I am. We have
good luck with that.
World. Yes, I am.
Wow. Okay. Let's see.
This ought to be good.
I did it for last. So buckle up.
I think the winner is going to be the Ring, or no, because they're going to make them both bust open. No, I'm kidding. Actually, no. The Ring could win or lose because the Ring either bleeds or they both bleed at the same time accidentally.
Bloody
the greatest Botchmania clip of all time, though.
Oh, God.
No, I think Dreamer is definitely bleeding. Dude bleeds more. There's only one person that bleeds more than him, and that's Flair. So yeah. He's bleeding.
Well, there's Moxley.
Shit. Yeah, no, he's been good.
Yeah.
He has been bleeding lately, though.
No, I was wondering if he was feeling okay, because the last time we saw him wrestle, he didn't bleed. I'm like, is he sick?
Is he sick?
He just may be out. He may be out of blood at this point.
Maybe. I think he's trying to avoid having a blood transfusion. That's what I think is happening right now.
AEW, brought to you by the Blood Bank.
That's right.
We donate the blood, so you don't have to.
Renee was probably backstage like, can you not bleed in this match? Well, I could try.
Newsflash, Moxley didn't try.
Here's a food for thought for this match. You were mentioning about Masha Slamovich, right? Possibly coming into play. Could you see the return of Francine? Because Tommy Dreamer and Francine have had that relationship. You know, could she?
Not even there.
What about
Beulah
what about
McGillicuddy.
Beulah?
Beulah, yeah,
Beulah.
Beulah, yeah, Beulah. That's it. That's
Beulah's
it. Yeah,
the actual
Her-
wrestler out of the two. Let's be real.
yeah.
Her and Bill Alfonso's match was one of the bloodiest matches
Oh my
I've ever
God.
seen in my entire
And yet,
life.
Francine's known as the Queen of Extreme. But by the way, shout out to my brother Paul Mead.
Right.
He actually met her last night at an independent wrestling show. So,
Wow.
so
Yeah,
Let me
so
put it
either
this
one
way,
of the
if for some
two.
reason, if for some reason Beulah shows up, Tommy will win. But for
Right.
right now, no.
No
yeah,
way.
that's the one audible we're calling that Tommy Dreamer has a chance of winning this match.
Right,
If
it's
that
Beulah.
person shows up, nobody
Yep.
else.
Yep.
All right. Well,
is that
Bottom
everybody?
line, most people believe Tommy Dreamer will be the first to bleed.
Oh,
Simple as
yeah.
that.
I'm shocked this segment of the show went as long as it did. This should have been
No
like
shit.
5 minutes tops. Like
Again,
we
we
know
can
who's winning.
And
We know.
welcome to Busted Open Mini Light. Good grief. Oh
Yeah, there
my
you go.
gosh.
And a nice little cheap plug.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, does
We
that
got it
make-
all in.
Wait,
All the market.
does that make me discount Walmart Bully Ray?
Yes.
Do you know who you are?
Do you know who I is?
Oh my God. Oh, that's great.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad I
Coming
left off
soon,
this.
coming soon to your local Dollar General store.
I'm glad I led this insanity to this at this point. That's awesome.
God.
You're welcome.
If we say this man's name anymore, he's going to likely appear. But I know one name that I will say that will appear now on this screen because it's time to finally talk about what we've been endorsing before this video went live. And I
Is
see
it-
Tim smiling, which means, Tim, you're going first. Because guess what we're going to talk about? Joe Hendry!
Hey!
The Digital Media Championship is on the line as we move forward in this crazy little conversation to talk about this match as Joe Hendry looks to motivate us once again, giving Brian Myers his contractually obligated but never before given one-on-one rematch. To think, it was Joe Hendry who beat Brian Myers to become our 5th Digital Media Champion and has been motivating us ever since at the expense of Moose and Matt Cardona, a.k.a. Edge's bitch. So, that being said, all I have to say is this. Does Moose show up on behalf of Brian Myers to try and embarrass Joe Hendry like they got one up on him Thursday night in Impact Wrestling? Or once again, do we believe that Joe Hendry is retaining? So, Tim, a simple question. Do you believe that Joe Hendry retained the Digital Media Championship?
Yes, I believe in Joe Hendry. I sponsored Joe Hendry and running for president for the United States too.
Oh,
So
God.
I believe.
Damn right. Wait, how?
but I
wait,
think,
he's from
can't do that.
Glasgow, Scotland. That
He
doesn't
wasn't born in America.
Wait a minute. How does that
Yeah,
work?
but I don't think Moose is gonna show up. I think the only one that will show up is Cardona because since Myers and Cardona are best friends, so I don't think Moose will show up. I think the only one that'll probably help Myers is Cardona in the match, but I think Joe Hendry will win, and I believe in him. So
All right. So far, Tim Tobin believes in Joe Hendry. You heard it here first, folks. Okay. As I look at the poll real quick, most people do believe in Joe Hendry. 37 out of 46. Why 9 people did pick in the guy that claims he's the most professional wrestler, and I put that in big quotes.
Blasphemy!
With that remark, James, it sounds like I know who you're going for, but go ahead and confirm it.
Joe Hendry for Prime Minister of Scotland 2024. He's winning.
Joe Hendry for Prime Minister of Scotland. The
Yeah,
Scotland
damn
Prime
right.
Ministers?
Yeah, he's gonna be the digital media champion and the Prime Minister of Scotland, and maybe he could come over to Canada and be the Prime Minister of the Moose Country. You know, he's gonna get
There
it
we
all. Just to piss off Moose. Just to piss Moose off, he'll become the Prime Minister of Canada.
Oh, good Lord Almighty! This has gone off the damn rails.
Yeah, you damn
Chris, what is your?
I don't even think it went back on the rails.
No, it didn't.
That's a good point.
It's been
We were-
railless for a while.
We were derailed before we went live. So
We are
Courtesy of Joe Hendry.
We are the silver line on the T, just going 100,000 miles an hour on the freeway.
The train never left the station. It tipped over.
Whoa! What the hell is that?
Rails.
Wait,
Off the
and what do you
rails.
mean? Is this Yokozuna at WrestleMania 10?
Oh,
Yoko go boom boom.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think we broke Noah.
Coming! Whoa!
As we try to regather the sanity of this Impact Wrestling panel, thank you for tuning in.
Oh, it's too early for this shit.
Oh.
Chris, do you believe in Joe Hendry? Damn it.
Well, my thoughts on this match. I personally believe Joe Hendry looks like Duke Hudson from NXT.
Oh, God.
But
That's an alternative reality I don't need to see.
but
Not my NXT! But
I know that.
Anyway, continue, Chris.
But with
You got it out of me.
Matt Cardona out of Impact, and I did hear that Matt Cardona, aka he's gonna go back to being Zack Ryder in WWE. I could see him showing up on the Raw after WrestleMania, Zack Ryder.
Lana in his corner.
So this is gonna be good. I know in the other two specials, I know on the pay-per-view, I know at No Surrender, I didn't go for this person. And now I am I'm finally ending that right now.
Okay.
I picked
You're saying what I think you're saying?
Yes, Jerry Sacrifice.
All you gotta do is say his name.
I picked in the form Joe Hendry.
There it is.
I'm sticking to Joe Hendry. And hey, I know we're all about bringing people along to the prediction panel. What about we get Joe Hendry on the prediction panel?
I agree. Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Dude, you don't have enough to afford a cameo from him, I think, all right? And he's got to worry about freaking Brian Myers tonight, so... All right.
You got him on
Hold
speed
on.
dial.
I got to knock on my door. Hold on a second. Wait.
All right. Why James tries to get a special guest appearance...
Hello. It's me, Joe Hendry. I believe in myself that I will win the Digital Media Championship and retain. And Brian Myers is a bitch. All right, thank you very much, Joe. How did you get here?
Say his name and he appears. Good Lord Almighty, this has gone off the rails.
How'd you know we were talking about you, Joe? I know when everybody's talking about me.
Insult, Scott.
I heard that you guys were the biggest splitters. Okay, I love that you went Australian halfway through, Joe, but talking to you, brother. See you later. All right, take it easy.
He doesn't discriminate.
He doesn't.
No worries, Mike.
And neither
That is truly an international superstar.
international sensation. I'm simply predicting, ladies and gentlemen. James Hendry.
James, your door is magical.
Yeah, see,
My door is pretty
door.
door. It's a magical door.
It's not underneath an Impact Wrestling ring. It's not in the Scotiabank Arena. It's in James Hebert's place somewhere in the United States in Massachusetts. That being said,
I guess saying his name 50 times like summons him. I don't know.
Look, unless you want to turn this into Pee-wee's Playhouse where we say the secret word and everybody screams, can you just say Joe Hendry? Jerry says Joe Hendry.
Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Who's it now?
No, I do not need. Moving on.
Where's my bike? Where's my bike?
What the hell is that, Misty? From freaking Pokemon never got her bike back from ass?
James? I don't know where your bike is, Pee-wee. Get out of here. Wait, Dusty, what the fuck? Is that his bike? I got a bicycle.
turn to a stand-up comedy routine. James needs to find a way to become a comedian. If I need to become a commentator, he needs to become a comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, James Hebert. He will be here on the internet all the time. Don't forget to virtually tip your waitresses. And your
Make
local
sure you tip your
Hooters.
waitresses.
Oh God!
Especially if that waitress happens to be Natalia Markova. You know,
All
I'm just
right,
saying.
get over yourself, you
jeez.
freaking weak simpleton.
I'm
All
not a
right.
simpleton. Simp. Get it right. Sorry.
Will you people learn how to fucking spell? God!
You spelled it right. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? I am not turning this into a literary debate. I'm trying to simply ask if you believe in Joe Hendry, and
I do
then
believe
you
in
did that.
I did.
Just say you believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah. There you go.
Jeez, I don't know.
There's really no following that. Just
No,
say your
no,
answer.
there isn't.
Just say yes or no.
There isn't any way to. There isn't any real way to. But I will say this: 5 words. I believe in Joe Hendry.
As we all do. It is unanimous. You heard it here first, folks. And again, are you not entertained? Here's some real sports entertainment for you. That being said, all right. I said what I said, and I stand by what I say. All right.
Okay, Foghorn Leghorn.
Yourself here. All right.
I said I did not make my prediction.
I did not
I
have
feel like
sex
Rocky
with that.
said
No,
Joe
wait,
Hendry.
wrong person.
All right. Well, hey, J&J, let's get it together. All right. Jerry, go ahead. What's your prediction?
Oh, Joe Hendry.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I agree.
I think that's a good pick. So everybody now is super motivated, courtesy of the man who currently holds the legitimate champion that we believe will still retain. That being said, Canada, enjoy Joe Hendry.
Oh, one other thing. If Matt Cardona is going to go back to being Zack Ryder sometime next week or so, he's going to have to relinquish a lot of belts. So hold off on the whole Zack Ryder talk right now.
And he's going, I figured, or he self-endorsed himself to go into some sort of independent Hall of Fame being introduced by Steph DeLauder, the hashtag Deathmatch King. That Matt Cardona is out there doing his own thing. So you know what?
I was about to say, like, if he does return to WWE, I see it being around SummerSlam. But for right now, he's living a high life on the Indies. Let him roll with that.
Yeah, he's certainly in the spotlight, to say the least. Speaking of spotlight, let's see if this quintessential diva can keep hogging it, or will the Virtuosa overcome the entourage and push her out of it? Grudge match 2, as Giselle Shaw goes one-on-one, despite the backup dancers, goes one-on-one against the Virtuosa, Deonna Purrazzo. And considering what we'll be talking about after this, something tells me this match is going to have more implications than settling what has become a bit of a bitter grudge after a ruined dress, courtesy of a bowl of chili. So, I don't know about y'all, but you already know where I stand when it comes to this Knockouts division and the front runner of it since Slammiversary 2020. That being said, I like the fact Giselle Shaw's taking this approach. She's trying to become the main talking point, the main focus, the face of the division. She says she's the Black Widow. Tara beat you to that. That's all I got to say about that. But she wants to become the Knockouts World Champion. Why not actually beat 2 times in a row a former 2-time Knockouts World Champion? But I think Deonna Purrazzo is going to tie this thing up. I'm going with the Virtuosa here. I think she's going to overcome the odds here. We saw what happened on Thursday night. It just feels like, okay, you got your one-upsmanship here. You're not getting it where it matters. So that being said, Jerry, what's your thoughts on this match? And what do you think this could lead to maybe for either of these two, considering at this point, they still are both involved in the Fatal 4-Way, if it stays that way, at Multiverse United for the Knockouts World Championship?
Well, this says to me, especially since they're not putting since they're not vacating the belt from Mickie James, her injury must not be so severe. But I'm thinking they're going to give the win to Giselle Shaw anyway, just keep her momentum going, and like actually make her more of a formidable threat in the incoming matches. But Deonna Purrazzo is one of those ones, like, she doesn't put on a bad match. She's fantastic at what she does. And if anybody's going to make Giselle look like a star in the ring, it's going to be her.
Yeah.
So I'm all for Deonna taking a pinfall in this one just to keep things moving a little bit more, and then maybe she picks up the win at the next show. But the fact that Mickie James didn't have to relinquish the belt also says they're already looking at putting the belt on Masha Slamovich at this point too.
How many times we said about Masha Slamovich, though? I'm just saying.
But I'm saying if they were going to like not have her win the title off Mickie James, they would have just made this match for the vacated championship and throw Masha into the match. So there's obviously some sort of still plan for Mickie James in this whole thing. So for right now, I say go ahead and keep the ball rolling on Giselle's push.
Okay, that's a fair take. Tim, what's your thoughts with Giselle Shaw? The fact that right now she has Savannah Evans as, well, basically her enforcer. It's almost like she's basically the difference maker. Again, she's been able to use Savannah Evans and Jade Vidal to her advantage to basically one-up Deonna Purrazzo. Not necessarily during a match, there's no surrender, but definitely before and afterwards, as we've seen lately. So what's your thoughts, Tim?
I think Giselle should win, but was Tasha Steelz in this situation? Because Tasha Steelz been with Savannah Evans the whole time. How does she play in this situation if she was
moving
there?
On to the next X team thing in her life, whatever that might be.
So I think Giselle Shaw should win with the help of Savannah Evans. Will help her win much.
All right. Chris, could you maybe see a miscommunication, though, where Evans might inadvertently cost Giselle Shaw at this point? What if the cohesion's not fully there? Deonna Purrazzo exploits a weakness in communication and gets the advantage. Or do you see Giselle Shaw once again upping the Virtuosa bell to bell?
I don't think. I know at their match at No Surrender, Giselle Shaw got the win. I was shocked about. This is the rubber match, and usually in any wrestling company, they usually do 50-50 booking. In the forum, I picked Deonna Purrazzo to get the victory here, and I'm actually sticking with Deonna Purrazzo for the win. Get her win over Giselle Shaw, and whatever happens with the Knockouts Women's Championship with Mickie James. I know she'll be appearing tonight on the show.
Right.
So we're gonna see she's gonna give an update, but whatever happens. But hopefully Mickie James could come back and be ready for Rebellion.
James, go ahead after that subtle thing. I feel like you have maybe a counterpoint, or maybe you support some of those claims. What's your thoughts on this match?
I'm actually going to go with Giselle Shaw. I think they're going to give her a pretty good win here. I think it's going to be one of those things where she's going to get 2 wins and then Deonna's going to win the feud. But this is going to continue after this. But I think here it's going to be Giselle Shaw winning via some shenanigans. That's what I think.
All right. Well, the only thing at this point, Jeff, that really hasn't been thought about, what if this match ends in disqualification? Okay, keep Giselle strong, but don't let her suffer a pinfall or submission. Have the entourage come in. Have Savannah Evans try and bludgeon the Virtuosa. Still make Giselle Shaw be the one standing tall in the end. Thus, she is the one holding all the spotlight. And by the way, y'all, you are definitely the minority because 85% went with the Virtuosa. So, Jeff, what's your thoughts on this match? Where do you stand with this?
This one here actually was kind of like a coin flip for me.
Not the only one.
I mean, I see Purrazzo besting the heel, obviously, but then again, I also see the heel and her little cohorts playing a part in Giselle Shaw taking the victory. So it can literally go either way. I believe that I picked Shaw to win it. I can't remember. It's been one hell of a day today.
No kidding.
But I think I picked Giselle Shaw to take the victory on this.
All right. I think I was the only one that picked Deonna. That's a first, I think, on here. All right. Well, again, long may she reign. And by the way, congratulations to Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace, and Camille for winning the Lucha Libre World Cup in AAA for Team America. Congratulations to them.
Noah Foster believes in Deonna Purrazzo.
Yes.
Long may she reign. Anyway, yes, I do. So hey, maybe I'll actually one up y'all for once in my life in predictions. But either way, this should be a good match, and I'm looking forward to it. Well, before we talk about our multi-person showcase,
Wait, hold on. What about Tim? Did Tim go?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Also with James.
Get out of V8.
Yeah, about to say, you have a V8 with you, sir. I hate vegetable juice. That being said, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. We'll see if, I'm right. And then I could gloat. But I don't do that, for I'm humble. It's simple. But let's go ahead and talk about... James, shut up. That being said, let's go ahead, since we were subtly talking about the future of the Knockouts division. Before I say that, as far as Tasha Steelz, is she still a wrestler? As far as I know, she is.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything. I don't follow her on the Twitter. Again, it's a person's choice. But let's go ahead and talk about a person's choice, because while Jerry was basically hearing out what Chris had to say, it's like a magic 8-ball being asked, does Hardcore Country actually show up on our screen tonight during the show, or is it a pre-recorded message? Because, folks, guess what? It's not work. It's legit. She is injured, and as of right now, she's not only defending the title not tonight, she will not be involved in Multiverse United. Details are to come. So we will learn the future of the Knockouts World Championship tonight. All I got to say before anybody, this is open discussion for a quick moment. All I got to say is what a tough break. 5-time Knockouts World Champion, just coming off the last rodeo, so far with 2 successful defenses, and then she hits the ultimate roadblock. Injury, and has to relinquish. Thankfully, she's willing to relinquish, but still, talk about literally stopping your momentum dead in its tracks. I don't think this is the last hurrah for her, but I do wonder what extent her injury has incapacitated her. So that being said, I think about this. With the 4-way being Mia Yamashita, Giselle Shaw, Deonna Purrazzo, does Masha maybe fill in that spot for vacancy? Does Jordan Grace maybe fill in that spot for vacancy because she is still contractually obligated for a 1-1 match? Both these women have history with Mickie James. Well, all those women, except Mia Yamashita for that matter, has history with Mickie James. So I put this out here to the panel. And Jerry, again, you were solely remarking what Chris was saying, and I could tell you're thinking, what do you think Mickie James should do as far as the future of this title? Or more importantly, maybe what should, because we don't know who's going to really make it official, Gail Kim, what should Impact do with the Knockouts division at this point? Now they don't have their champion at the forefront.
I think it's all according to the extent of the injury. But at this point, if she holds on to the belt for too long, it almost becomes selfish. I really think that that's the case.
Right.
She was already on her way out the door to retirement and everything. So for her to relinquish the belt at this point and just go out on top without getting pinned for that championship, that's still a victory in my book, really, because like that was circumstances beyond her control. The whole idea of the belt being put into a match for it being vacated, especially that 4-way match, and throw Grace in there. Yeah, that makes a little more sense to me, because then whoever wins that match can face off against Masha Slamovich for the first title defense. So I'd be cool with that. I really would be, and I wouldn't think any less of Mickie. I don't think anybody else would. Because if there's anything I hate more than anything, it's a what's the term AEW used for like their championship for like 3 or 4 times?
Interim.
Yeah, we don't want to use the word interim like at all at this point, especially with Impact Wrestling. James, do you have a question?
Well, with everybody saying what they said, I now have announcement that I'm no longer in the minority, and I've changed my pick in the Knockouts match to Deonna Purrazzo. Because now I think they're gonna kick it off with this, and if they do, Deonna and Deanna and Masha is the match they're gonna go with at Multiverse United for the title. That's what I think they're gonna go with. And
I can see that more being at Rebellion, if I'm honest with you. I think Jerry's on point with Masha getting a one-on-one match for the title at Rebellion. Now that she's being, hyped up by
that's my
Bully
point.
Ray.
I think they're gonna be doing a one-on-one match between Deanna and Masha. No,
But are you saying Multiverse United or Rebellion, though? Because Multiverse United already got 3 women, and one of those women is who you just talked about, Deanna Purrazzo. And let's keep in mind,
okay,
I don't think this affects the fact that we are getting the Impact Wrestling debut of Yamashita. So your booking's a little off.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that they had like 3 women already in a match. So my bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So much wrestling. You can't keep up every match graphic. Jeff, do you have anything further to add at this point? Do you think Masha should be inserted as maybe an impromptu number one contender on the side? Maybe they do another number one contenders match, maybe on Impact Wrestling Television to set up the challenger for the vacated title at Rebellion, and they have like I don't want to say interim, but I don't know what you would say. I feel the match right now where it stands at Multiverse United should have some play into whoever is going to be the Knockouts World Champion, either going into Rebellion or being crowned at Rebellion. What's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, don't mind Mr. Heber. He's still starstruck that he met Joe Hendry. Anyway,
I am very much.
Just showed up out of nowhere.
And
Look at RKO.
Somehow Dusty Rose rolls up.
I believe that I will agree with Jerry that I think that the right thing for Mickie to do is to relinquish the title. Now that doesn't make her, that doesn't put her down on the list. She still goes out strong. She still goes out on top. I completely agree with that. We've seen this with Asuka, when she had that title for such a long time, she relinquished it, because different circumstances.
Nobody could beat her.
Nobody could beat her.
But she relinquished it and went out on top. Same concept. Mickie's, she's in her mid-40s. She's got a family with, she's got her kids and Nick. She's got her career at Busted Open Radio on Sirius XM, Fight Nation. People, but I think that this is a good way for her to go out. I mean, unfortunate way to go out, but going out on top, which we already know. The stellar career that she has had. I am okay with the fact that she has to drop the title and relinquish it. I'm perfectly fine with it. And then let her enjoy her life. She's put 20 years into this business. Let her enjoy her life. So I'm okay with that. As far as what they're going to do, I think that the belt should be on the line at the very next pay-per-view. That personally, if you relinquish a title, you want to try to get a champion as soon as possible. Right. You don't want to leave it open for God knows how long. So I think that that's what's going to happen is you're going to get a new champion come the next pay-per-view. So and as far as the fatal 4-way that's going to happen, so far it's looking to be an amazing match. I mean, just the names that you mentioned, all of which are, except for the first one that I don't recognize the name on. But all the other ones are very, they're very champion worthy. And I think that's why I think that it's going to be an amazing match either way. But as far as Mickie, she's doing the right thing if she does relinquish it tonight. But we don't know. We don't know how severe this injury is. That's the key thing. If it's not too severe, she can still defend her title. At the next pay-per-view. Right, exactly. But it's not going to be tonight. But I guess the Impact is the same thing as all the other ones. You have to defend it within 30 days. If she can't come back within the 30-day period, then that's probably what's weighing on her mind. Am I going to be cleared in 30 days? That's the key thing. Is this injury going to keep me out more than a month? But if she does relinquish it, I'm okay with it. And Mickie James, one hell of a career. I commend you. We'll see what happens as far as where she goes from here.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, Impact Wrestling's on a pre-tape cycle. So we all saw the taping last night, but we also know that taping was a bit further back. So to go off the point you said about the whole 30-day window, are we pushing that? Because for all we know, those tables are probably done maybe close to the end of last month. So
Right.
at this point, if he is injured and can't defend the title, not just tonight, but potentially at the next pay-per-view, I feel the most decent, I wouldn't say only, but the most decent course of action, you do need to crown a different champion and relinquish the title because you have to keep the knockouts going forward. You got to keep
Right.
going. So, again, we'll see what Gail Kim and Mickie James decide. There's no doubt there's probably talks right now between those two as we speak because, again, Mickie James will be on in some capacity tonight to address the future of that title. All right. Does anyone else have anything further to say regarding what anyone else said or any other thoughts, any other potential candidates, maybe? Tim, you have
I think that if they do the number contender, I think it should be Jordan Grace and Masha for the rebellion if they do the title because Jordan Grace is the next one. After, so.
Well, I mean, they only face each other in what, 2 matches, and Jordan Grace got the best of her both times. And there's still that whole idea of Jordan Grace. Mickie, you tapped out, hard to kill. So storytelling. It makes me wonder if Jordan Grace might turn heel if she's not already. So, yeah, I suppose that there is some leverage with that. Do I see Masha, bottom line, though, being a future Impact Knockouts champion as early as this year? Yes, but do you pull the trigger at Rebellion? That's the thing I'm just not sure about at this point, considering right now you have the Michelle Shaw, Deonna Purrazzo dynamic going on. And to be fair, not only is
but that also make her a dual champion right now too. She has won the Game Changer wrestling belt.
That's right. And to be fair, Masha and Michelle never been Knockouts World Champion. Deonna Purrazzo and Jordan Grace have. So again, endorsing and guiding the future. But good discussion all around. And hello there, Hassan. And we will find out tonight.
Just want to say real quick that you about Masha being future champion this year, yes. But I see that at Bound for Glory. My personal opinion. I think that's when it will happen.
If I can go see that live, that'd be freaking awesome. In Chicago. All right. Well, good stuff. Let's go ahead and get back into our regular routine. We got 2 matches left, and I feel that these 2 are going to be too sweet, especially this one, considering it's Bullet Club. And yes, James, you're going to hear that auto-tune fee tonight. Get over it. Because the Bullet Club's defending the Impact World Tag Team Championships. Chris Bay and Ace Austin defend against TMDK, a dude that you like, actually, James. Bad Dude Tito and Shane Haste.
Yeah.
Flapjack!
You had to bring up that fucking name. You had to bring that up. All right. Well.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Let's not talk about.
Wait. So what do I need to get over exactly? Sorry.
You hate the Auto-Tune Family Bullet Club. Yeah, you said that on
yeah.
Look, I've heard worse Auto-Tune than that in my life. Not that I'm a music critic.
Let me do a rendition.
Oh God, we're gonna copyright strike.
I shot him with my gun. I am now on the run. That's what it is.
You sound like the pharmacist on Family Guy.
Yes, it does actually.
I like
God.
More.
Take
Yes.
Ben Stiller.
Anyway, we're doing well, son. We're off the rails per usual on the city predicting facet. But that being said, Shane Haste and Bad Dude Tito, they have much more experience in tag team wrestling as well as tag team championships. Shane Haste, 2-time GHC heavyweight tag team champion with Mikey Nichols, TMDK. Y'all might remember them as TM61 from NXT. Bad Dude Tito, though, and Shane Haste, they've been tagged alongside, though, for a period of time as part of TMDK. And Bad Dude Tito has held 5 different tag team championships across 5 other promotions. Why Chris Bay and Ace Austin have been the Impact World Tag Team Champions.
Not knockouts.
Yeah, wordplay, Jerry. Words matter. 27 days after beating the Motor City Machine Guns. For me, Bullet Club just started this. I know there's been a longer-term feud with Bullet Club and TMDK. This is also the first time that Bullet Club and TMDK are fighting in a tag team title capacity because there was nothing of this involved in the Best Super Juniors World Tag League. I think Bullet Club retains. I honestly don't have much to say about this match, considering it was, again, on the fly. I honestly thought this was going to be a match booked for the Multiverse United, and they did with these 2 teams and just add 2 more to the picture. With that being said, I really think this is the easiest match to call. I don't see a title change. So unless people want to go around the horn and give extra thoughts, go for it.
I agree. I mean, friggin' Bullet Club wins.
Anyone else object?
With me, like one of the first episodes of NXT I actually watched back when I was reviewing it with Stefan. It was during the time where the Mighty were actually feuding with Street Profits. So, and they put on some great matches. And Shane Haste has really gotten a lot more aggressive in the ring, especially after the whole slapjack thing, and like wanted to be taken more seriously and like just put that all behind him. Yeah. So, and even then, like I've actually really enjoyed him in the ring. As I give him shit because of the slapjack thing, but the guy's a really great athlete. But yeah, in the long run, Ace Austin and Chris Bay, they deserve the belts right now. They're like my favorite team that I've had in quite a while in any promotion. So I'm all for them retaining against the TMDK.
And again, that just further heightens up the Impact World Tag Team Championships and also Ace and Bay. Again, Ace Austin, a former 3-time X Division champion. Chris Bay, former 1-time X Division champion. And both these men have not even been involved in the game for 8 years, respectfully. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they're on the rise, and they deserve the run. And this is a good first stop, considering this is their first defense. All right. I think that was a quick and easy, simple conversation. Easiest match to call, despite the fact there is one person that decided to pick TMDK. Maybe they're Australian. I don't know. Or maybe it's actually.
I didn't get my thought.
Oh, you actually got a rebuttal? Go for it.
Oh, you have a thought?
No, I have a thought and a prediction.
Double
duty
down here.
On simply predicting? How dare you?
Yeah. And again, we're doing well. In case you didn't hear me the first time, I know sometimes the voices overlap, but appreciate your viewership. Continue, Chris.
In this match, I'm going to tell you, Ace Austin and Chris Bay's formation as a tag team over the last 9 months has been brilliant.
It really has.
And personally, I enjoy Bullet Club. On the forum, I picked Bullet Club to retain, and I'm sticking with Bullet Club to retain the Impact Tag Team Championships tonight.
And we'll see if you say the same thing for Multiverse United, because don't forget the titles are on the line next.
James, did you hear Bullet Club?
Yes, he did. I was trying to ignore it, but no. Chris, I mean this the most polite way. But on your workplace.
I do it all the time. You said Bullet Club. We lost Jerry.
We lost Jerry. We lost James.
So screwed up. You know what the worst part is? They're from Japan. The Bullet Club from Japan. That's what makes it worse.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm sorry about that. I worked from 8 to 4.
Don't apologize. It's wonderful.
No, don't apologize.
Don't need to apologize.
You worked from 9 to 5. Hey, hell, you paid the price.
All
right. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Hey, wow, that was great, Chris.
I saw you break and I couldn't help it.
I was
trying to keep it together.
I was just waiting for it to come all full circle. There it was. All right. Well, good stuff, guys.
Wait, I have a thought.
Oh, here we go. Man's day. I see clearly.
I said,
come to life.
Since like
Oh my God.
New Japan, Ace Austin and Bullet Club been in like phenomenal in the New Japan era of the tag team
Considering right now, Bullet Club doesn't have like an actual leader with it. It seems Gato's just trying to advocate a new face for it, and we saw what happened in the New Japan Cup. Hey, Ace and Bay, they're holding things down in Impact Wrestling. Good for them. All right. Well, that being said,
I think Bullet Club's going. So
I think
not the Bullet Club or whatever you want to call them.
No, just say what it is. Club.
I think Bullet Club is going to be taken over by Bullet Club. I don't know who Bullet Club is, but we're going to find out.
Oh, fucking hell.
Rah,
the
rah,
names.
rah, 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 rah.
We were saying this earlier. We were talking about something earlier. I got to do this now. Today's password is Crub.
This video is
You
not
hear the
watching.
birds screaming loud. Oh my god.
C-R-U-B.
Okay, so how many different pieces of media have we gimmick endorsed at this point?
The correct answer is yes.
Yes, that is correct. Or Johnny would say indeed.
We just lost half our viewership, so that puts us down to like 3.
Okay, good thing I'm not monetized. This channel is all about the madness, so whatever. Okay.
Ooh, yeah, the macho.
Yeah, I can dig it. All right.
Bone
Well,
sauce ready.
Bone sauce ready.
The cream of the crop. All right, guys. Let's
What are you
pull it back.
doing up there?
Where was he pulling all that creamer from? I was watching that promo the other day. That, like, for some reason, it never came with me. I'm like, where did he keep pulling his creamer from? And he had these little creamer cups. He had like 3 or 4 of them.
It's like nothing up Ace Austin's sleeve except an Ace. And apparently, there's creamer up the Macho Man's sleeve.
Yep.
It was magical.
I thought it was Dean Okerlund at one point. But...
Give me a break. It's production value, and the damn sign falls backwards behind him.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
But
Fuck it. The sign keeps falling the fuck down.
Anyway, before we get into our main event, for those that actually have tuned into this, whether your channel server or been around for the whole ride, thank you. And again, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. These are the shenanigans you will find on a constant basis at times on City Predicting. Sean Garner, I made it be known, and I'll say it right here, right now. You want to know what WrestleMania Standard or City Predicting is going to be? Let me talk to you. Simple.
Yeah.
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 Tomorrow night,
Yeah.
tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on my Simple YouTube channel. We will be simply predicting NXT Stand and Delivered in full. Thank you to NoDQ.com that also gave us the spoilers, of course, for the remaining participants. We will also spoil those tomorrow. Chris, I will cue you when to do that. Again, that is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. We will be discussing NXT Stand and Deliver and the Ring of Honor card as it is. More matches yet to be announced or determined or made officially via a graphic. And then as of Sunday, right now, Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, City Predicting will be for proverbial point, folks. WrestleMania in freaking full. And based on what happens now in SmackDown, I'll update the graphic as needed too. So there you go. For those that are wondering, City Predicting will be across the weekend, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each day, respectfully. I invite all of y'all to be a part of the ride. And there might be some additional, quick pick videos throughout the WrestleMania week based on updates and further stuff too, if time allows me to. Stay tuned for more on that. But that being said, let's get back to finishing out Sacrifice. Again, people, get your predictions in. You got till 7:15 p.m. tonight Eastern Standard Time to finalize them. As I feel it's time to talk about what I think rightfully needs to be, especially after the friggin' announcement we heard, the main event. Because, folks, it is not the walking weapon. It is Mr. Mayhem. Steve Macklin tags alongside Rich Swann and Frank Kazarian to take on Time Machine. And as broken by Impact Wrestling, this is definitely a preview and a match to build momentum. Because now made official at Rebellion, due to the fact that Josh Alexander had relinquished the title due to a torn tricep. Damn. Get well soon. Kushida will face Steve Macklin one-on-one to crown a brand new Impact World Champion next month at Rebellion. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and think about this in a twofold. We have a 6-man tag here where we see how effective Time Machine is as a trio. But, James, and I'm going to start with you personally because of one particular person on the graphic, Steve Macklin has had a year-long obsession with trying to claim the Impact World Championship. At this point, though, I don't think it matters who he claims it from. It's just a matter of accomplishing the task. Do or die at this point, because he even said it. He fears failing and fading into obscurity worse than broken Jeff Hardy. So that being said, James, your thoughts on this 6-man tag. What's your take?
My take is I'm sad that Josh is out with an injury, but I understand at least he'll get a shot and he'll get the belt. But I'm sad that we're not going to get my Josh Alexander Steve Macklin match.
You're going to have to wait longer than that. A lot longer.
God, that's so sad. It might never happen now. This is the prime opportunity to do it if he's contracts are a bitch. So yeah, that makes me sad. But yeah, I'm picking Macklin's team to win. I love Time Machine, but I feel like they need the momentum for Macklin, just strictly Macklin. Now, you could maybe make the argument the Time Machine can win by pinning one of the other guys, but I just somehow feel like Macklin's going to win and just have a hell of a showing. So there you go.
I'm actually going the opposite of you
Wait,
for a couple of
did I-
reasons.
Never mind. I'm stupid. I'm just reading. Yeah, I picked Time Machine.
But all right.
I don't know why.
Let me
Oh, my
know.
God.
Everyone has a free will to pick their own pick. Predictions subject to change. Again, you have till 7:15 p.m. tonight Eastern Standard Time to finalize it. But the reason I pick Time Machine is I feel that the challenger needs some sort of momentum going into this match, despite the fact he was going to challenge for the Impact World Championship next week at Multiverse United. Now that match is also completely thrown out as well. Makes me wonder if either man will be involved at that show. Geez, Impact Wrestling got literally the shaft of this friggin' domino effect. Damn. But that being said, this whole debate about Rich Swann and his value as a contender and as a champion lately with Steve Macklin has intrigued me. And of course, we saw Rich Swann and Steve Macklin had a fall count anyway in Atlanta, Georgia, which was basically outside the building for a little bit at Hard to Kill, and Steve Macklin won. Steve Macklin also has a victory over Chris Sabin, not in singles, but he did beat Sabin and Jay White in the same match. He's not beating Frank Kazarian because he lost his temper, and basically there was a fallout via disqualification. It makes me wonder with this dynamic, can Frank Kazarian, I can't believe I'm going to say this, can Kazarian and Swann and Macklin coexist? Or are they going to implode? Because Macklin's got the guaranteed shot. What does Rich Swann and Frank Kazarian have? They have this hothead with them. And I do feel like there is some self-respect maybe for what Macklin basically said he's trying to do and how committed he is to becoming the Impact World Champion. At the end of the day, if you're not in this business to be the World Champion, what the hell are you doing? But I think Time Machine's going to get this here, and I don't think Macklin's going to be involved in the decision. I think we're going to further escalate this Rich Swann fall from grace. And I feel Rich Swann's going to eat the fall. I got Time Machine winning here via hoverboard lop by Kushida. I'm going with Time Machine. Jerry, what's your thoughts on this match? And again, we now know what our main event is for the freaking Rebellion pay-per-view. Will it be Macklin's time then? Only time will tell. But as far as tonight goes, what's your take on this?
I'm actually, agreeing with the whole Time Machine thing, but I like the idea, my idea initially of putting Gresham and Speedball Mike Bailey into a match, and that would just give Macklin more of an excuse to more or less be pissed off going into his heavyweight championship match. The fact that it's not even going to be a one-on-one match, it'll be a fatal four-way kind of scenario. But Kushida's team picking up the win makes more sense to me right now anyhow, especially since if they're going to put the belt on Macklin, it just makes him more driven and more focused to actually get the win over Kushida after his team loses tonight. So that just makes more sense to me. So definitely that, and Motor City Machine Guns just signed long-term contracts with Impact. It'd be a nice little cherry on a Sunday for them to actually get the win tonight.
Well, considering they're also still the NJPW Strong Tag Team Champions, and those titles aren't even on the line at Multiverse United. They don't even have challengers for those titles at this point. Yeah, I feel, again, everything right now favors Time Machine in storytelling and in business decision, I feel like.
Conspicuous by their absence, there's no violent by design at all on this show. So
the design is nowhere to be found. To be fair, we don't even know what Step 7 is for Callahan. It is a little weird, to say the least, especially what happened on last night. So, again, Impact is in a weird place right now, but they are, as Jeff Meacham would say, the little engine that could and did. There's a reason why Impact Wrestling is still around, and I still feel like are in a better overall environment, considering the fact Scott D'Amore now is their president. Congratulations. Chris, what's your thoughts on this match now knowing it's going to be Macklin versus Kushida for the Impact World Championship at Rebellion?
Personally, when I found out about the news today, I was outside getting shopping carts at work today, and I saw it on my Apple Watch that Impact Wrestling's Josh Alexander is no longer the Impact Championship. I was shocked.
Torn tricep. He's going to be out for a while, folks.
I think he's going to be. I feel this is March going into April. I feel it's going to take him maybe up until, I'm going to say, early 2024. He's going to probably be back. And whoever is Impact World Championship at the time, I feel Josh Alexander is going to get his rematch for the championship again. Do I think he's going to win it back? I don't know what they're going to do with him yet upon coming back, but hopefully Josh Alexander has a speedy recovery. We're going to be praying for you. Hope everything goes well. This match alone, can Steve Maclin, Rich Swann, and Frankie Kazarian coexist? Time will tell tonight.
Time will tell. That's good.
Got time machine.
Unintentional pun, but still a good pun.
And it gave me the DeLorean to do it.
Yeah.
No, not this
time will tell. And this is going to be a momentum for both Frankie Kazarian and Kushida. Not Frankie, Bosch.
Botch.
Steve Maclin and Kushida ahead of their big title match at Rebellion on April 16th. I originally picked Steve Maclin, Rich Swann, and Frankie Kazarian in the forum. I'm actually changing my pick right now to Time Machine, because when it comes to these matches, if you can't coexist, then you're going to lose automatically. So I have Time Machine winning this, and Motor Machine Guns, they signed that long-term deal with Impact, so they're going to be staying put for a while. So I'm picking Kushida, Motor Machine Guns, Time Machine for the win. And then once we get to Rebellion on April 16th, we're gonna figure out who we personally believe is gonna be the brand new Impact World Champion.
Tim, at this point, we're focusing on Maclin and Kushida, but we also talk about Rich Swann and his subtle breakdown. I feel he's on the verge of a mental breakdown. But where does Kazarian maybe come into play in all this? Could Kazarian be, dare I say this word, peacekeeper for this team? Or could he be the one that actually implodes first and everything just goes to hell? Like, what's your take on this six-man tag?
What does the people think?
Well, considering I had to adjust it, many people who did not go for Time Machine changed their pick. Time Machine, the majority, half the voting pool.
I think Macklin should win team, because most of the people, Macklin, Kazarian, and Rich Swann are in the X Division match at Multiverse. So, I think Time Machine's gonna win this match because they're more cohesive with each other. Especially Machigans is Impact been around. They've been one of the dominant tag teams in Impact.
Most influential last 20 years, yes.
Yeah.
All
right. I
right.
think Time Machine, or what do you call it? Because it's time for watch.
It's time. It's time to see Time Machine actually get a win on a Impact Plus special, considering, James, we called No Surrender, and you thought that, again, the cohesion of both those trios, case in point, Bullet Club with Kenta and Time Machine, could rival what AEW is trying to do with the trios division. But it was a backslide that allowed Bullet Club to get the win, but Kenta's not involved in this. Time Machine, again, nearly a flawless match, but just got caught off guard for a quick second, 3 seconds. Jeff, what's your take on this? Again, talk about a change. I feel like it would have been like, a no-brainer. Josh Alexander's side was going to win. Josh Alexander needs momentum, head into Rebellion, his hometown, to defend the title against Steve Macklin. Well, that all went out the window. Why Macklin still has the same goal and the same place in mind. He's got a whole different opponent to deal with. And to be fair, Kushida never got the big one. He was a multiple-time junior heavyweight champion. He's never been a world heavyweight champion. Kushida has to prove something himself, actually, to a degree. And we haven't heard the man cut a single damn promo. So, Jeff, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I, along with most of the rest of the universe here, went with Josh Alexander's team. But with the recent change in this and Steve Macklin being substituted in, I don't see that team getting along, especially between Macklin and Swan. Knowing from the fight in Atlanta that they had, I don't see it happening. So I too am switching my pick to Time Machine. Kushida does need the momentum going into that match. Not so much Macklin, because that was going to happen anyway between Macklin and Alexander. It was time, just a matter of time before I did that. But I do agree that Kushida does need this victory in this instance now. So I am switching it to Time Machine for the victory.
And most people did. Again, you all can simply switch or resubmit because Lord knows I can't remember everybody. But yeah, at this point now, what seems so obvious one side now seems more obvious for the other. I mean, the only way I can see Steve Macklin's side winning is if Steve Macklin decides to just prove a point and break one of the Motor City Machine Guns or try to. But again, what does Steve Macklin have to prove or gain at this point? He's got the chance for the title. That's all he wanted. He wants the title. That's been his obsession. Whether or not he wanted to take it directly from Josh Alexander was more of an idea of being prepared for that individual. So now he's got to reset his focus and prepare for Kushida, who he's never been. Well, I take that back. He has been in the ring with Kushida before, but never in singles action. Once a Forgotten Son. Remember that gimmick, Jerry? It was 2 tag team matches with the time split. Yeah, me neither. I forgot about that. Back in 2020 at a couple of house shows. So that being said, we've seen both these men have continued to elevate their game and change. And Steve Macklin was once forgotten. Now he definitely is on everybody's mind. So it very well could be Steve Macklin's time, but I just don't think Steve Macklin has anything to gain in this 6-man tag with a win here tonight. Chris, you had a thought real quick?
Yeah, I did had a thought. I know AEW. Sorry if I'm going like off topic here.
We've already gone
I
off
know
the rails in a different way. So what's the difference?
But I know Forbidden Door is coming up in June. I know, is that going to be with AEW and New Japan again? Because they haven't really announced anything. If Time Machine, I know I picked Time Machine for the win. If they
we all did at this point.
If they can get the momentum and keep on winning after winning after winning, I could actually predict Time Machine versus House of Black for the Trios Championships at Forbidden Doors.
I wouldn't mind that, honestly. I think that'd be interesting. But again, only time will tell, and we have to get through April 1st. But also right now, we got to keep marching on through the end of this daggone month, and the Week of Madness awaits. But as far as that goes, tonight we'll see how stability and order is reestablished for Impact Wrestling. Now they have to figure out their 2 key champions. So we'll hear what Mickie James has to say and decides, and then we'll also see how Macklin and Kushida build their way to Rebellion. Bottom line, we'll see who's willing to sacrifice what's needed for victory. But that being said, good job, everybody, and thank everybody for that was part of the ride entertainment as that concludes to the predicting for Impact Wrestling Sacrifice. Good luck to all of you. Good luck to everybody part of the pool. And again, me and James will be on the call on the Deputy Director Blood Rest Media here shortly to bring you all the live reactions, results, and engagement for Impact Wrestling Sacrifice as well. If you want to watch this show, though, actually, support Impact Wrestling on their YouTube channel, become an Ultimate Insider, and you can watch it as well. Impact Plus brings you Sacrifice tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a free countdown, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for everybody to watch on the YouTube channel. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Since 2020 Summerversary, Impact Wrestling has never been in a better state when it comes to the quantity and quality of the roster and the wrestling. especially this year. They're already off to a hell of a hot start. But now we're going to see how they handle one hell of an audible. It starts tonight. Good job all around, though, folks. Jerry, again, a pleasure, and the madness definitely ensued, and honestly, it wasn't even caused by you, so good on you. So until next time, bro, where I believe it'll be Rebellion, because you are strictly impactful and faithful. Oh, wait, no, that's right. You said tomorrow, too, and that's Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be with the NXT. I used to talk about NXT. Remember,
Right.
I did that thing for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember.
I did that one show where we did. Shut the fuck up, Noah.
One show we covered UK. I was there too. That's how we met. Noah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey.
Here's some cold hard truth for you folks, though, real quick.
NXT, yeah. Hold on, wait. Let me
Anyway,
see that card because that card looks good.
I'm not gonna lie, the card actually does look good. Like I again,
It
not
looks
my
tasty,
NXT.
especially with
Yeah.
Gigi Dolan there. Wow.
I agree.
That being said, it's not my NXT, but I will give credit where credit's due. It's better than what it used to be. Fuck the Skittles. That being said, I don't even eat that crap. That being said, Jerry, always messing with you, man. Always a pleasure. Anything you want to plug, promote, where can people find you?
All right. First off, Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
Thank you for being a friend.
Exactly.
My name is
Yep.
All right. I gotta wrap this up because I gotta go to work. You can find me on Twitter at General_JSJ and my Facebook group Armbar, all capital ARMBAR, exclamation point.
Don't forget it.
So there's lots of wrestling discussions on there, lots of funny memes. We just trade off stuff here and there. So come join the club.
There it is.
If that word becomes a thing, I'm gonna lose my shit. All right, Jerry. Always a pleasure. See you tomorrow night for NXT, where I'm sure your commentary and your takes will certainly stand and deliver. Get to work, my friend. Be safe. All right, Jeff. As you hold up the word of the video,
That's right.
and there's our fade to black. Jeff, always a pleasure. Anybody want to promote? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Meltdown on Facebook. You can also check me out at the Meltdown Prediction League, where we are nearing the end of the season. Final battle is upon us in 2 weeks. And then we go into bracketology, and then we have Battle Bowl. And then we start off the new season. Season 5 will be in, I think it's the beginning of June or the beginning of July. Yeah, I have it written down. Well, July. The first week of season 5 is going to happen at King/Queen of the Ring. So July 1st will be the very first first week of season 5. So it's going to be exciting. Yeah, if you're interested in joining another league and you play as a character, hit me up. We'll get you set up for season 5, as it's obviously too late for season 4 now, with 2 weeks left. Yeah, we'll get you set up, and we're going to have a great old time for season 5. A lot of good stuff coming up.
You already know I'm all in on anything. Simple as that. And also, good luck, Ken, because I know we're facing each other in a different way. Good luck, Jeff.
Yes, thank you.
And also, of course, this too. That being said, Tim, always a pleasure, man. Anything you want, Pablo, where can people find you?
We can find Daddy Wolf. Daddy Wolf is in actually Jeff's leagues, and MWL. So yeah, actually that's where Daddy Wolf is. That's where I got the character Daddy Wolf. So Daddy Wolf's in MWL, but I'm in every other league. That's like every other prediction league or ePay league that's in the world. Maybe one of each.
There you go.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Chris, always a pleasure. Again, tonight, keep us posted if they actually talk about the friggin' match order or what night the matches are on for WrestleMania. And again, we'll figure out some other stuff after this weekend, despite the work schedule. But anything you want, Plumber, where can people find you?
Well, I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be on tonight and say yes to no DQ. I finally got the shirt. I actually wore the shirt
long enough. Good God.
And I wore the shirt and I promoted the shirt in Pittsburgh when I was there for Friday Night SmackDown on March 10th. It was a great event. Now we got done with Impact Sacrifice tonight. Our next prediction is going to be tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time for NXT Stand and Deliver and Ring of Honor. I'm looking forward to predicting those two events tomorrow. Noah, before we go, I would like to go first on the Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes match tomorrow night.
Very done.
So where everybody can find me at is my Instagram, CMROTZ_6472. My Snapchat is C_Rots17. My Twitter is uppercase CR, lowercase OTZ24. My TikTok is Rots_2423. My Facebook is Christopher Rots. It's always been a
collage graphic for you. You gotta type that all up in a freaking text.
I'll definitely screenshot.
I make it easy for everybody.
I'll definitely screenshot everything and I'll send it to you sometime later tonight or in the morning.
Don't worry about it.
And
No
then
rush. Just
you can
trying
put
to
it
help
on the
you. Continue.
graphics tomorrow.
All right, no rush. I'm just trying to help you. You can continue.
But I hope everybody enjoy Sacrifice tonight and also Friday Night SmackDown. If you're watching SmackDown tonight,
do what you wish.
Good luck everybody that's competing in the predictions league for Impact Wrestling Sacrifice, and also with Noah Foster, Jeff Chadwick, myself, Mark Griffin. We got the 4 Horsemen Predictions League here. I know Noah and we're like neck to neck. So hopefully one of us breaks that tonight. Jeff, you're in 3rd place. So
he's moving up.
You're moving up. Mark.
Like the Jeffersons.
Mark, you gotta build momentum up. I know everybody said Jeff Chadwick was gonna win this. Is he gonna win it? We gotta find out and see at the end of the year.
Is that just a prediction or a spoiler?
It's neither.
You be the judge.
I'm winning this. But overall, let's have fun tonight. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. And let's all believe in Joe Hendry.
Yes, absolutely.
And apparently we believe in this word. Damn it!
Crumb! Hold on. Every time that we see the word crub going forward, we all just have to scream it in unison. Like we have to stop exactly what we're doing. What we gotta do.
Like we're gonna have a turret syndrome. No, y'all do it.
That means everybody type crubs in the chat right now.
No,
do it.
No, all right. And besides, Chris always says believe in Joe Head.
Yes.
Hey, Joe. Hey, listen. I got word in the grapevine that Joe Hendry believes in crub. All right.
Oh, God. Give me an actual tweeter screenshot that confirms that, and I'll actually believe you. But that being said, James,
he's going on the 12-step crub program. You know.
12-step crub program. And Tim apparently private chat as well. All right, stop the crub madness. Stop the crubbing. All right. All right, James, stop your crubbing and go ahead and promote your stuff, man.
All right, I do have stuff. So, we have a bunch of WrestleMania retros in the can, which will be shown on a QR code. You can check out all those, including WrestleMania 18, which is not on this graphic. It's slightly outdated. However, I'm going to be updating it when I can after Impact Sacrifice tonight. So far, this is what you can see on demand from FTW Productions and Company.
See what you got going on here. Again, always love that. Good rendition. I'll go ahead and mute everybody so there's no audible here.
It's out of my hands, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hands. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Yes, sir, we got a great game for you tonight. Bases are loaded, and he's in the outfield. And there's the swing. It goes into the third base, and he runs to steal the fourth. Into home. It looks good. And it's a home run here for the Chicago Insert.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Button Master Stable Wars entire playlist. AEW Revolution Go Home Week. Dynamite and Rampage watch parties. Mistress Audio dramatic readings featuring voice actors from Weymouth Youth Wrestling. Elimination Chamber retrospective. WrestleMania Retros coming to the Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated channel. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play series. WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode Let's Play series. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Both episodes of The Don DeMarco Show. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. The entirety of the NASCAR Thunder 2004 Let's Play series. AEW Revolution watch-along coverage featuring Noah Foster and James Hebert. Wrestle Kingdom 17 coverage in conjunction with the Jeff Meacham Network. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Cassidy 18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting. Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news. ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Royal Rumble Match Marathon with retro zone events following Marathon. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
And there you have it, folks. That and so much more on a constant basis, brought to you by FTW Productions and partners. James, always great stuff. You always keep the content going and flowing. And some point next week, it honestly might be Monday night for all we know. Gotta forget AEW Spark, or we'll be pulling a double head after WrestleMania. We'll talk more about that later.
No doubt, no doubt.
Believe me. But good stuff, man. And again, good stuff to all. And again, to everybody that's been watching along, thank you so much. Shout out to everybody that's put them in so far. You guys still have about 20 minutes to finalize everything. And yes, I do see everybody here has submitted, because again, I always make sure that y'all are final on the paper. If it's not on the paper and it's not told to me in advance, it doesn't matter. So good luck to everybody here, and shout out to your comments. I see here, shame about injuries, just hope Impact can step it up now. Prayers to Josh and Mickey. Absolutely. Here goes nothing. Tasha Steelz returns. That's a hot take. Should be good. Can't wait. Nope. No, my Steve Macklin versus Josh Alexander match. Oh, I guess somebody else had the same thought as James, apparently. Can't wait. Sucks me, got injured. Let's go support #Impact Wrestling. Can't wait for this event. Don't sleep at Impact Wrestling. Bullet Club for life. Good stuff all around. Good opinions, as everyone's opinions matter too. That being said, folks, you want to know more about me? Know this, for I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! But I digress.
Buy the shirt.
I don't market myself, but okay. Anyway, find me on the Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Foster1916 for all fans of wrestling. And shout out, of course, to the entire ATW family on the Twitter. Again, if people want to be part of the leagues, want to know what the league updates are as far as who put in them periodically, what are the scores, and where are the forums, 2 places. It's the Twitter, as you see there, or my community tab on my Simple YouTube channel. So that's as simple as it is to join and be aware of all the leagues. I run leagues for Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, NXT. Not my NXT! But I digress. WWE and, of course, AEW. Maybe have exhibitions once in a while, too, regarding our stuff, like I did Wrestle Kingdom. Who knows? And, of course, shout out to the AEW family on the Twitter. I'll be doing another AEW impromptu with them, going old school with it, and privately recording it and uploading it later. So stay tuned for that. We will talk about WrestleMania. And as you see scrolling across the bottom, my city predicting fun with these folks and more is far from done, because tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and yes, folks, all city predictings are live. Tomorrow night, 5 a.m. Standard Time, we'll be discussing Ring of Honor Stand Deliver as, excuse me, wow, I'm tired. Noah, you need a drink. Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor as it stands. Of course, other matches yet to be announced, but also we'll be talking about NXT Stand and Deliver. And of course, Sunday, as I alluded to, 5 p.m. Standard Time, which might be the longest Cindy predicted today. Lord help me. Proverbial point. WrestleMania in full as it's known and as it becomes too. And there likely will be other updates throughout the week. So of course, I will be running leagues, forums, updates, and predictions for all these shows and forums too. And as far as City Predicting goes, the next City Predicting that follow is, of course, the following after this Week of Madness, starting with Impact Wrestling Rebellion, moving into Backlash, and then those three you see are back to back to back in a single weekend. Impact Under Siege, King and Queen of the Ring, all culminating that Sunday in May with Double or Nothing. So much ahead in all things wrestling, so much more prediction fun ahead too. And of course, stay tuned for the weekly shenanigans of Open Mic Night, Saturdays, 11 p.m. Standard Time, brought to you by Cast 18 Studios. But before I give things to Chris, as always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. There are just fans with opinions, with this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, and treasure your families. And just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling or sports entertainment, however you want to dictate it. It's as simple as that. With that being said, thank you again so much for tuning in to another stellar and wild edition of City Predicting. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell so this video goes live or on demand on this channel or any of my friends' social media platforms, YouTube channels. Hit the subscribe button. Let's keep growing these YouTube communities together. I assure you, our YouTube passion and content creativity and wrestling fandom engagement is not laying up anytime soon. For Jerry of 1,000 names, sacrifice. For Tim, for James, for Jeff, for Chris, I'm the Semendol Foster, and damn it.
Crap!
Okay, there you go. Get it out there. And Dwayne, by the way, says he will also be a part of the fun tomorrow night, and JD might be will too, so stay tuned for more on that. Until next time, the Sacrifice Countdown Show literally starts in about half an hour. So, with Friday night ahead, however you may spend it, keep in mind, no Rampage. That's on tomorrow night. Tony Khan, you're a madman. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But again, watch whatever you want to enjoy. Do whatever you feel safely is fun and engageable. And make a positive impact in life. And have a good night. But Chris, what are you trying to do before you send us out?
We are out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit the video.
Crap!